pleased with that.
Yeah, it's happening, man.
Special case. We have a special son that prompted the quickness of this results. So, as of the Tyreek Nichols family, please protest safely. Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Rodney Wells. And now we're going to hear from Ms. Ravon Wells. Yes, we talk about dignity and grace personified. Sinking sacrifice his life. Talking about dignity and grace personified. So, Ravon Wells will now address you. Give her a big round.
Coming and showing support for my family and my son. I really appreciate everything everyone's doing. My son is looking down smiling because, honey, and he always said he was going to be famous one day. I didn't know this is how he was going to, this is what he meant, but if I really don't know what else to say right now.
Oh, come on.
I've said so many things in the last few days, and really I want to say,
Let's get on with this, man. Let me get this going.
but what I've heard is very horrific, very horrific. And any of you who have children, please don't let them see it. Please don't let them see it. I just want to ask for prayer for my family, and this whole community. I just want to ask for prayers for my family, for this whole community. And I want to say to the 5 police officers that murdered my son, but you know what? I'm going to pray. You also disgraced your own families when you did this. But you know what? I'm going to pray for you and your families, because at the end of the day, this shouldn't have happened. This just shouldn't have happened. And we want justice for my son. Justice for my son.
Justice for Tyreek. 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 Justice for Tyreek.
I just want to thank everybody again for coming. I don't have it. I have a lot of words that I want to say, but they're just not coming out right.
No, you're fine.
And I still haven't had time to grieve yet. I'm still dealing with the death of my son. This was not supposed to happen. My son was supposed to be with me today. I'm always know that I'll always be with him, because I told everyone he has a tattoo of my name on his arm. My son loved me to death, and I loved him to death. And so this is very difficult for me. I'm sorry if I'm not articulating myself a little bit better.
You're doing fine.
No mother should go through what I'm going through right now. No mother to lose their child to the violent way that I lost my child. Thank you.
Okay, we will try to take your questions, and then we will have a prayer for peace from Bishop Williamson. Yes, sir. Attorney Ramanucci. You can do it.
This is stopping nothing to deflate his own position in that environment. April 20, 1939, 5 months before invading Poland, Hitler orchestrates the takeover of Czechoslovakia and celebrates by throwing himself a wildly over-the-top 50th birthday party.
My heart just breaks, sir. For a mother to know that their child was called.
It features the biggest parade in German history. 5 hours long, 50,000 soldiers, and a crowd of 2 million.
When Hitler celebrates his 50th birthday, he thinks of himself as being a messianic figure, of course having huge festivities to mark his birthday is a dictatorial thing to do.
But once I found out what happened,
It represents a triumph not
that
just
was
of
my
the world,
son's
but also
pain
of
that
his
I
own.
was feeling.
The annual spectacle is just the beginning of the
To
festivities.
find out that my son was
The
called
question,
my name,
people
and I
send
was
him
only
presents,
feet away,
the
it
food,
did not even hear him.
ornaments, books, and they write him poems,
There's no
telling
clue
him
how I
what a
feel right
great
now.
leader he is,
No
a hero.
What the German people actually think about it was
Okay, we are trying to let some questions for Miss Wells, and we try to take all of them. You asked,
His
why
high
hasn't
command
it
also
changed?
lavishing
Well, you know,
extraordinary presents,
we have been dealing with
including statues,
racism and
paintings,
discrimination
and tapestries.
in America, and
Hitler
racism
is the portrait of
across
his great hero,
world
Frederick the Great.
for
And
hundreds of
Goering
years.
gives him
And it's
a
going to
hideous,
have to be
model
intentional,
of museum
being able
German
to disseminate,
gift-giving
deconstruct
becomes extremely competitive.
racism and bias. And as I
Despite
said,
the whole
it
country rejoicing in
is
his
the
triumphs,
institutionalized
Hitler
police
still
culture.
feels he
It's
has
not
something
just the police culture, it's the justice system. We
Yeah,
have
seems
bias
that
in every aspect of
he's that
society.
guy,
And so
attained the age of 50.
you don't
Hasn't
see officers
enacted that
doing this
genius
to
yet.
white citizens because our
He's a
court
man
system
with
has
a
said
destiny. His destiny.
that they value white life more than any other life. And so we finally have to speak truth to power on these issues to say the reason why we keep seeing it happen to black and brown people is because it is the culture in this society that we can marginalize brown and black people, that we can trample on the constitutional rights of black and brown people. And that's why we have to continue to say, no, it's not equal justice for some, it's equal justice for all.
I pray no violence tonight, man.
They have a right, as any American citizen, to have a reasonable bail because they are presumed innocent and to proven guilty. We don't want to change any of the standards because they are black police officers. Whatever has been done for other officers who were not black, who committed these crimes on video, well, it should be equal justice. Everybody is presumed innocent and to proven guilty in America.
First time that this has happened in the city of Memphis. How do you think the police department is going to work?
Well, I'm going to ask my co-counsel, Attorney Ramanucci, and
They're going to have some trouble tonight.
Tony from
There's going to be some trouble tonight.
about these specialized units.
There's going to be some trouble tonight, folks.
Here in Memphis.
So your question was how do we clean this up? Yeah. Well, you have to start with swift activity. And the swift activity is the call out to stop and disband this unit. And then from there, going in and restoring trust. Well, how do you restore trust? How about real community policing as opposed to suppression and racist policing? That's where you have to start. But let me tell you how your question matches the gentleman's question in the front row. Why do we see this continuing to happen? I'll give you 2 reasons. It's a two-way street. The community wants it, but the other side doesn't want it. The unions don't want it. This is like a carnival. You see the strong man trying to hit the target and ring the bell, and it's a rigged game? Well, we try to ring the bell, but we can't because it's rigged. Until we start reform with municipalities and the union contracts, where real reform is baked in, that's when you'll start seeing real changes. Number 2, call out the lawmakers in Washington who failed on the George Floyd Police Reform Act. Call them out. You want change? We need federal change, not only state change.
Well said, Attorney Ramanujan. Yes, sir.
The one they feel most keenly is the loss of his place for him to really stake his place
And I'm
His desire to reclaim power is the
Admittedly, because of his song,
Let's get you to the mic.
This particular incident happened on the weekend. Tyree and his dad, they work for FedEx. They both work second shift, and they come home for lunch every day at 7 o'clock. I would have dinner cooked, they would eat, hang out, and go back to work. Well, now my husband is coming home every day, but not my son. So, it was a Saturday. He was coming from Shelby Farms about the time of the incident because he liked to go and watch the sunset and take pictures. That was his thing. My son loved the sunsets. That was his passion. He loved photography. He loved skateboarding. He was just his own person, you know. He didn't follow what everybody else was doing. I tried to buy him a pair of Jordans one time, and he thought, oh, my mom wants those. And he wants some Vans, you know. So, I'm just telling you guys, my son was a beautiful soul. He was a good boy. No one's perfect, but he was damn near. He was close to the home. Yes, he was scared for his life. And just what I thought, like I said, I didn't see the video, but everyone asked me what I thought happened. And I told them, the TBI people and everybody. And I told them, now you proved me wrong.
She said that before she knew about the video, just from seeing the photograph that they took in the hospital, seeing him in the hospital that next day with his head swelled up. They said beyond recognition and his neck swollen.
Oh, this is ridiculous, Ham Nation.
Thank you. I think briefly to try to respond to the first part of your question, as Attorney Ramanujan said, the police chief should disband the Scorpion unit immediately. I am sad to even think that what you said is true, that they would use African American officers to go berate African American citizens because they thought it would get less attention. We know that other citizens have not come forward to my office saying that their constitutional rights were violated by the Scorpion unit and that they actually tried to report them and nothing happened. So, you know, we cannot give anybody a pass on our constitutional rights, on our dignity, on our humanity. It doesn't matter if it's a black police officer or a white police officer. And that's what hurts so bad, because you want them to see the humanity in us, and you keep thinking to yourself, these officers got to understand that, you know, that could have been your brother, your little brother. Tyree could have been your little brother. Would you want anybody to do what you were doing to Tyree, to your little brother? And that's how you have to think about it. That what if this was my family member? Hopefully every police officer in America will start thinking when they interact with a citizen, what if this was my brother or my sister or my child? That's what we want. We want compassion and respect. The same way you de-escalate with white citizens, we de-escalate with black citizens too. We all want to get home to our families. We want you to get home to your family, and we want to get home to our mom. We'll take a few more. Yes. Let's go.
What you say to the activists that actually become here whatever but the activists is really the ones that's out there bringing attention to the situation. Myself personally, in this field, have been pushed up by the legal team, knowing that I'm standing for the families, and even talking to other activists to actually stand for these families, and that's your opinion of what's out there. We can tell you, we'll never get what's out there fighting for the family, and we push off and not to be heard.
Well, one of the first things I always try to do, and Silk and Kareem, a lot of people who are activists end up working for my law firm, because when you have a commitment to justice, that's what we want to be about. And I always want to thank the activists. Every press conference, the first thing I do is come and thank the activists, because without you all, we wouldn't be at this point. Nobody was talking about justice for Tyree like Kareem Ali and you all. I mean, yeah, I kept saying there's something going on with this Attorney Crump, and I want to applaud you all privately and publicly, because without you all, we wouldn't get justice for Tyree, we would have got justice for George Floyd, we would have got justice for Ahmaud Arbery, we want to get justice for Breonna Taylor. Without the activists serving as our co-counsel, there's no way we can get justice. So we thank all the activist community. Just two more. Well, I'll say this. I think that the DA had the benefit of being able to slow down the tape and dissect the video and look at blow by blow, kick by kick, strike by strike with the police stick, every aspect of it. So I want to believe that they try to show respect to Mr. and Mrs. Wells and charge them with the most they felt they can get a conviction on. And make no mistake about it, the video, when you all said, you all try to think to yourself what are the correct charges. Because we all got eyesight. We don't need anybody to interpret it for us. You look at that video for yourself and you say, were the actions intentional? I mean, when you kicking somebody and it's not a reaction kick. You actually like stop for a minute and make sure that you get the kick in. That seems intentional as anything you can imagine. Okay, right. Just want to let him respond.
Get the lights up, Harmony.
Confirm, lest anybody ever thought that there was an exaggeration or an overstatement as to what you will see. Number one, look at the charges, read the charges.
On this platform.
That there has been.
Way before the sun
I hope there won't be no riots tonight, man.
Yes, ma'am. As a national civil rights attorney, we go to many municipalities and communities, and you often hear about other tragedies that happened before the high-profile case that's going on. And what we try to do is try to lift all of the injustices up. And we try to speak to all of those, and hopefully at future rallies for justice for Tyre, we invite those families to stand with Ms. Wells and Mr. Wells, because none of these tragedies are any more important than any of the others. All of our children matter, and we have to continue to say that. Each and every one of our children have a right to live on this earth, to breathe in another breath. And so we have to continue to do that. I would hope that the city leadership, if the Department of Justice deems it appropriate to have a pattern and practice investigation of the Memphis Police Department, that they will welcome it, that they won't try to fight or object to it. Hopefully that the city council members will say that we want to have an internal audit of ourselves. Let's just don't look outward and try to get resentful when Trump and all us lawyers start saying that there's a problem with police culture. Because, the best way to solve the problems with police culture is for the police to work with the community and be transparent, accept accountability, and build trust. That is how you can deal with this culture. And they may attack us and try to say, oh, they continue to attack police. As we've often said, we are not anti-police, we're anti-bad police who killed Tyre, who killed George Floyd, who lied and killed Breonna Taylor, who lied and killed Alton Sterling, all these people who, Ronald Green, Jalen Webb, absolutely. We're against those officers who skirt the rules to justify these unjustifiable killings of our children, Judge Chandler. That's who we're against. And if you want to help us, if you want to take this argument away from us, then help us fix the police culture where we can go another month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months without the media rushing to the next city to report on the latest hashtag that becomes part of American society. And y'all know the names. We don't even have to explain them to you. That's how bad it is when we say Michael Brown, when we say Tamir Rice, when we say Alton Sterling, when we say Eric Gardner, when we say Stephon Clark, when we say Laquan McDonald, when we say Philando Castile, when we say Dante Wright, when we say Amir Locke, Atiana Jefferson. Is that not a systematic problem with the culture when you have these many unarmed black people dying? We're not talking about people who got guns coming at the police. Because we look at the data. Attorney Robert Lucas, Van Turner, I mean, these are great lawyers. We don't just go willy-nilly. We look at statistics. We look at when the police have to use deadly force with white citizens. It's normally when a citizen has a deadly weapon. That's not true when we look at deadly encounters with black people and police. I mean, how many times do we have to hear another black man was shot in the back while he was running away from the police, and the police said, I felt in fear of my life? That doesn't happen often.
You're listening here to Ben Crump, the attorney for the family of Tyre Nichols.
Yeah, so that's it, folks. So that's it, folks. Pray for the people of Memphis, y'all. Pray for the people of Memphis, y'all. Just pray. Pray. Pray for them. I'll see y'all later, Ham Nation.